But day critters, welcome back. I took a quick break after that first 30 minutes. Hopefully y'all aren't mad at me for that little tease I gave you. I know it was a short little taste. You guys have already watched this whole mini series, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it just ended. You guys said there was a 6-hour finale, so I can't wait to get to that. But baby steps, we gonna continue on this journey. Let me say this right off the bat. I loved it. That 30 minutes. We only got introduced to Xerxes. The very first character pulled me in instantly. I loved it. So I'm excited we're getting into, I want to call him Scanlan, but y'all know, y'all know I'm guilty of calling them by their character's name since that's what I know them by. But Sam Riegel's character, I'm excited to get into him. Now, I will say, the thing, we'll get into this real quick. I don't want to waste too much time since this is a continuation, but the main thing I loved about my intro to these live streams and the gameplay is I wasn't prepared even as much as you guys filled me in how or what to expect. You did a great job of that, by the way, but I wasn't expecting it to be like a full out. It's almost like if you told somebody to or you gave somebody the idea for a movie. This is like they're just flat out right in front of you on the spot, improv, making the script and reading it to you. I didn't think it was just going to be like a improv script reading, and I love that aspect of it. So I'm looking forward to get back into this. That's all I got to say. It's crazy to say it, but I was on like the edge of my seat. I think I apologized to a couple of you in the comments section just for being so silent, because you guys know me. I usually talk a lot in these reactions, but I'm not gonna talk more for this. What you saw in the episode 1 reaction is gonna be pretty much the same thing here. So let's get straight into it. Part 2 of episode 1. Let's do it. Brandon's awesome. I'll just throw that out there again. Oh, damn, ads. I'll be right back. I'm going to watch this because we got to give Critical Role their money. They killing it.
To describe, I am
I love how he just throws
Sealy.
them under the fire and puts them on the spot.
My
Loquacious
normal,
Sealy.
or should I say at rest appearance is pale skin, white eyes with sort of dark shading around them. White hair.
I was about to say, sounds like him a little
sort
bit.
of up shock. If you look very faintly on the sort of gray skin of my face, there are little sort of veins, marbleization tendrils of black that, if you stared long enough, you'd see they sort of subtly move and shift constantly. He's wearing I love the description. A gold.
He looks like he's like concrete. He looks weird. With purple cool, lining.
Carries himself very high and mighty. But this is a broadcast, is it not?
This is very much a broadcast.
Well, as Loquacious broadcasts to the crystal columns of
Loquacious, I love that name.
Before he begins his proclamations and heralds of the day, his appearance shifts slightly. The veins in his face sort of drip and move, sort of like paint being drained out of a can, and are replaced with other pigments and other colors. His face becomes golden, as gold as his jacket, and his hair becomes as purple as the lining of his jacket. He's quite a sight to behold. He holds in his hand. This
is
a wand?
Crazy to imagine.
Is it
I'm thankful for this image on the left.
It's long and has something at the end of it, like Bob Barker's old microphone. And he seems to speak into it, and it magically amplifies his voice across the city of Avalier.
Does Sam always play a bard? I guess that might be a spoiler if you answer that, but
great echo across the city. That's who I am.
Incredible. We see boom, 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 arcane confetti blasts into the air, heralding the morning's announcements. And we see as Loquacious appears on all of the crystal columns, and in the main screen being the massive city-dominating waterfall at sort of the heart of the city, we see a spinning logo of the Herald's Tome. Would you like care to make the morning announcements, Loquacious?
I would, but
nice.
I need my copy.
Mr. Sealy, Mr. Sealy, got you right here. Yes, sir.
Nice. Okay, so they do some preparation beforehand. Okay, cool. Because I was wondering how they had the drawn up image of the character already.
Sundry subjects of the soaring city of Avalier, I am Loquacious Sealy, your handsome and helpful herald. I report the news that shapes Avalier's views. Tonight, as we all know, marks the eve of the replenishment and our return to Cath Moira, our terrestrial sister city. Remember, folks, make sure to fasten all those loose valuables and belongings tightly, as our friends in the Navigators Guild wish to remind us that there's always a pinch of turbulence in our descent back towards Exandria Firma. And speaking of belongings, why not try Orison's Odd Tack, the spell glue that sticks to what it's told. As Orison himself might tell you, and you see on the screen,
who is Orison?
On the crystals broadcasting this message, you see Loquacious's face for a moment quivers and starts to morph and dissolve into another face. His hair changes as well, and to the untrained eye, it would look like an edit or a cross dissolve. but to those who know that he is a changeling, he's actually changing his physical appearance live on screen to that
everybody knows
of
now,
Orison. Right? His skin becomes a deep red. His hair curls into curved horns, that of a tiefling, and speaks with a totally different voice and says, hello there, I'm Orison from Orison's Odd Tack, the trusted name in arcane adhesives for over 30 years. Check out our replenishment special, 50% off today only. Hop on down to Orison's. And then morphs back into Loquacious
I thought he's going to morph into somebody else and do like another ad for somebody else.
For tonight's fireworks extravaganza, to the Dawn's Ledge side and enjoy the Parade of Beasts beginning at sundown in Excelsior Plaza, right outside the headquarters of my own Herald's Tome, your trusted record of renown. As the Archmages always say, knowledge is power. So pack a punch with a people's paper. All glory to the Academy Arcane and to the proud people of Avalier, I'm Loquacious Sealy saying, Sealy you later.
Nice. I like that he gets tongue-tied on the name, too. It's going to happen to me, too, whenever I say it.
As that happens,
so he's just the broadcaster for
Sealy, where he actually is, which is at the broadcasting station. You are standing on a raised, 10-foot diameter solid ruby platform carved with glyphs and runes from which you can broadcast to the city. And you see that Arya comes up and says, and we're out. Thank you so much, Mr. Sealy.
Was it all right? I stumbled in the middle there. Did you think anyone saw it?
No. We have a cantrip ready, so we had a half-second delay and went back in and we changed it with illusion.
Did his voice change when he's
down? Have they been repaired?
We're still getting word for the ones back in.
I need those ratings.
I understand. If you
I love it.
Sir, the Architect Arcane, there's some civic construction occurring there right now, so that's what the slowdown is coming from. But
oh well, all right then. I'll take it up with her, I guess.
If you would prefer for
I
us
love that.
We've been reaching out from your office and not getting
no reply at all.
Not at the moment.
Did you say that that I had requested?
I can show you the exact text.
No, it's fine.
I was gonna say I love that Brennan makes things up and then they don't just take it; they actually give shit back to him to make them kind of adjust to them as well.
You have things to do today.
Walk and talk.
She begins to walk through, and we see the Herald's Tome. From this broadcasting station, you are able to speak to the entire city-state of Avalier and broadcast your image. However, the Herald's Tome, its print edition, is the paper of record for this city. And you see a number of scribes sitting on desks, sort of arcane quills moving over. You see that there is an entire hall of diviners, like fact checking, going through and like crystal balls, looking into things.
Diviners.
Like you see that there is an entire screen with a map of Exandria on it that some diviners are able to like move through. And again, you see this entire fleet of bards going back into a research library, old editions of the Tome. Arya, your assistant, moves with you in this place. You see, she says, we got a little bit of a bite on something. There might be a seat opening on the Octothurge. We don't know anything for certain, but we know that Essel Longbolt has made some noises like he might be leaving for the Magister. For the Porters Guild election, do we still want to run that for tomorrow at the beginning of the replenishment festivities?
Seems like it's a little bit crowded. I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to get all the attention that we need on it. We'll be landing soon, right?
We should be landing within the next 24 hours. Longwin Vale
24 hours or soon?
Who's trying to get Octavius Frost's old seat, and he essentially was asking if there might be another sort of expose about his long history with the Porters Guild, and
he is just such a dud, you know. I mean, like we
Porters
tried,
Guild.
we tried,
Remember
we
that.
gave it our all at the beginning, right? But just no one wants to back that horse. So I just say that the airtime is all spoken for, and that we've moved on, and really, so should he.
Gwen Tenpace walks up, who's the head of the Herald also. She's like your records keeper here, and comes over and holds out and says, "New numbers. It looks like Monsieur Kane is pulling ahead of Arcturus."
Excellent, as it should be.
Of course.
I hope she knows.
So like a political race, kind of.
Amazing. And you walk out from this place on your day. As you step out from the Herald's Tome, you look out at the street and see another Caro Helk bustling by. You're in Excelsior Plaza, which this place is thronged with people right now. Huge Caro Helk, boom, boom. Bunch of wizards riding.
Caro Hulk?
A Caro Hulk is a quadrupedal
about to say, what is
automaton with a
that?
bunch of benches on its back that people ride around.
Okay.
It's
Like a
basic-
mechanical elephant with bus?
It's an elephant bus. It's a robot
Or
elephant.
like
It's
a
glowing
a
robot
camel
elephant
with
bus.
Cool.
more than
A
two
Caro
humps
Hulk.
and benches.
But you see some people walking along. As you step out, a bunch of people all sort of, and you see a couple of them take out little sort of docents and begin to take pictures.
I don't have time, but hello.
Please,
hi.
no pictures. No pictures.
Arya steps in and says, "Mr. Sealy has time only for a few autographs today."
Thank you. Sorry, she's dragging me away. I must go. But how about just one more?
You just get another autograph signed. As you walk away, you look out and see one of the Caro Hulks stops. How would you travel? Do you think you would you go all the way towards teleportation? Would you fly?
Where am I off to?
I think
Teleportation.
the biggest thing on your to-do list today is the Feast of Emir at the Palazzo Porco.
Always down for a feast.
Later
Across
tonight.
town?
Yeah, way up. The neighborhood that would be occurring in, looking at my own lore document here, that would be occurring in Gallimore, way up at the top.
I mean, I feel like I wouldn't take public transportation if I may.
Not at all.
Pish posh.
If there's a private vehicle for me, that would be wonderful.
You see, awaiting outside, you see that there is a sort of wearing a jaunty little robe with some epaulets and sort of like a bellhop's hat, sort of a cross between like a bellhop's uniform and wizard robes. You see a junior member of the Porters Guild, not capable of full teleportation, but handy with a dimension door, goes, "Mr. Sealy, sir, ready?"
Yes, absolutely. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm all buttoned up here.
Not capable of full teleportation, he said.
Achieved. You look out, you see the Caro Hulk takes off going, "Brought to you by the Golden Sight."
Oh, nice. Why when I see...
Heads up.
Have you guys ever seen Neverending Story? That's what I imagine when he says this. Carol Hulk?
The mortals you can see here are involved in artifice or wizardcraft or sorcery, or pursuing their studies as a bard, engaged in the great work of this age, and you see automatons building and reinforcing and traveling. You see a Hodmadod, which is a basically uniformed little bright red and blue. It's a
God damn, they throwing out all kind of names.
But you see,
I'm gonna have to
it walks
remember
the
all
streets
this
in a little
shit.
pre-recorded message, and it's sort of smiling, bright blue fabric head, a little stuffed sort of burlap sack. Goes, get your bumper shoots, get your bumper shoots. Everyone, get your bumper shoots for inclement weather. Rain, sleet, snow. There's no telling what kind of weather we might be facing. And you see a little wizard mother with her daughter walking by in their robes.
It's
and the little
funny
girl
he
says,
said-
Mommy, what's weather? And you see...
It's funny he said wizard because I thought of the hat from like Harry Potter that gives like the class, which class you're gonna be in, like Gryffindor and Hufflepuff and all that.
Something we must only contend with for a month every 7 years. And and walks along. Bumper shoots, get
Every
your
7
bumper
years.
shoots, Wizards of Avalier. And you, the porter, opens a door, and through it you walk.
So
As
Porter's
you
Guild
walk
is
through the
all in charge of teleportation,
There
means of
are-
transportation.
Your assistants have basically said that reaching out to
Oh, yes.
the architect Arcane has not gone very well. Is there anything? Where does your mind go in this moment?
I mean, I could just go talk to her now, I suppose. If I have some hours to kill.
You do have some hours till you could go talk to her in person. Absolutely. You head off to go find the.
How many
architect
hours before the
Arcane.
feast?
Hierophant Abjura of the College of Abjuration, your ex-wife.
Oh, nice.
Laren Sealy. Speaking of Laren Sealy, we are going
Is that a Bria's
to
character?
cut to the depths of Avalier. We do not see the sky here.
Oh.
To be subterranean in a place that rarely touches the earth is a very interesting thing, but we are deep within the Meridian Labyrinth. A network of passageways and arcane machinery, and we see a massive arcane engine, gleaming silver, polished to pure reflection of its surroundings and illuminated by the light of its own spell engines. And we see therein a powerful...
Nice. Oh, we are going to. I don't
Wait,
think
would you
it's.
describe your character for us?
Oh, it is her character. Okay.
Laren Sealy is this tall, lanky, dark-skinned elf. Her clothing is all gold and highly ornate, and even here in this
So in
place
her
that
and Mr.
never
Sealy
sees
got that theme
sunlight
of gold.
seems to like glow with the light of the sun. She has
Hey.
a purple cape kind of thrown over her shoulder, and in her hands she's just tossing this little screwdriver.
But is she
and every
level
time
14
it
or
hits the
15?
air,
I
it
see
turns into a
14 up there,
different
but
tool.
15 at the bottom.
And
I'm
hits
not
her
sure
hand,
what
she
those
catches it again
with the
as
shield
she's
and
sort of
heart stands
checking
for.
over her great work. Looking at her face, she's very pretty and angular. And her eyes glow with like this gold energy that is exactly her magic, and it kind of radiates off of her. And yeah, the look on her face is one of both extreme focus, but also like that heartbeat before being distracted by something else. She's focusing on everything down here. The entire heart of Avalier in her mind is hers. And so you see her like mumbling under her breath as she answers yet another sending, as she focuses both on this and the things that she's not looking on right now.
I like that little detail. Her mumbling under her breath.
Focus.
There go them damn light changes. I like it.
Where does your prodigious focus now move? Having beheld the product of long time of labor, even with your perfectionist eye, you are finding yourself hard-pressed to find anything here that warrants
Not for long.
enormous redrafting. It's been a moment since your fixes have felt redundant, but I'm interested in how your character approaches this. where does your focus go in the fullness of this engine? Are you looking at something internal, or has the time come to begin to think about how it connects to everything else?
Yeah, now that this great piece is fine, I think seems a little more relaxed, but that's only tensed her up more. She's waiting for a break or a flaw or just that little heartbeat of like arcane flash before something goes awry. And then sort of seeing nothing and hearing nothing, her mind will drift towards the batteries and where all of that energy is stored and where the connections will be made once the replenishment happens.
I wondered, let me know how, I'm just curious, how many of you actually listen to these streams and watch the video? And how many of you just listen to it and just close your eyes and imagine exactly what they're saying as they play? Maybe on a rewatch or something like that?
Batteries hum with power. Truthfully, the auxiliary batteries have had to kick into high gear. You are storing about as much as the city is capable of holding. However, it doesn't necessarily leave you feeling fully satisfied because this is some of the oldest technology in the city and its limitations are well known to you. Begins to pew, pew, and the ring of masks, tiny, less than an inch tall, but of masks hanging from a bracelet around your wrist, begins to glow, and you see the face of the guild master of the Navigators Guild glow in illusory light as Akami Ro attempts to reach
I was gonna say like a
without
like a
looking
transmission,
down,
or
and
like
then she
he's
just
calling
sort of
out, or
knows
she's
the
calling
masks
out.
by feel. She'll switch it on. Hi.
Architect Arcane, how are you feeling this fine morning?
Awesome.
I'm feeling great and don't care about small talk. What do you need?
Always a pleasure. I would say that I just wanted to let you know that we've entered the outer horizon of the Toramunda Nexus. No inclement weather scheduled for arrival 10 minutes before sunrise.
Next time, reach out to my assistant.
If that works for you, we can stall a little bit, but we will be in position over Kath Moira sometime shortly after 1 in the morning, and we'll begin our descent, and we'll take that amount of time to make sure we do it safely and slowly. But
Okay.
we should be terrestrial about 10 minutes before sunrise.
Okay, that's good. Is everything on the ground taken care? Are they ready for us then? We're fine and perfect here. Are the ground ones good?
I think there's always a few youths that like to sort of run around on the receptacles before the city lands, but they'll get,
They'll move her down.
yes.
Crushed. She is savage.
It's right. You are Architect Arcane. It's not like they won't see us coming.
That. It's a choice.
You see, you hear footsteps behind you.
What?
You see the Aormaton next to you. She's standing in the room.
Yeah.
You see Dweomer turns and says, "My lady, I hear approaching footsteps.
Yeah.
Should the veil of secrecy be enforced?"
Yes, please, thank you.
She turns and walks out, and you hear, "It's me! Sorry." And you see a very old, kind of stick-thin man with sort of poofs of
Travis'
gray hair
character?
and long, just a mustache that could be
Maybe
sort of like
not.
Sam Elliott at the longest it got. Sort of reed thin, walks up, arcane tools all around him.
Maintenance man.
Runs up and says, my lady, sorry. And this is, of course, Callum Staff, right? Your chief artificer.
Chief artificer.
I've just come from the Grand Geometer.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the apogee solstice, we've known for some time it was going to be that the celestial solstice would in fact be a celestial.
Out all the.
Oh my goodness. His energy changing characters is unreal.
You told us to alert you
Yes.
Should we receive a measurement above 0.025?
How high? And I open it.
0.5.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. Great. Thank you so much. You're. You could.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I will have other orders for you later. For now, I need you.
No, she won't.
Don't ruin this. I have to go now.
My lady? Of course.
Yes.
And you take the scroll. You see Dweomer looks and says, "My lady, all will be well
Dweomer.
on your return. We shall wait until you can come back, but everything is ready."
Is he like a robot? What was that sound effect?
Oh yeah. No, you fully mute and you can hear, "Hello? Hello? Hello?"
Hi.
Oh yeah, the mask on the bracelet is still on the phone.
I like you a lot.
I also like you. I like working with you, but you know,
There's.
it's kind of hard to shoehorn the niceties in at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sort of like an
doing it now,
asterisk
it
in the
feels
text
like-
that goes to the footnote of how are you doing?
Okay, I have to go.
No, truly nothing but respect. I actually do. I so respect it. I will. Hey, listen. We'll have a month of not having to fly this thing. We'll have a month of not having to fly this thing, right?
Yes. Yeah. It'll be great.
I love the subtleties in their voice acting.
Everything you say.
They're not just like delivering it
Hi.
as like a script. So me describing it as like script reading or screenplay in the beginning, I feel like downplays exactly what they're doing. I love it.
Quarters. I need to spread this out and check it against my notes.
Okay. Would you stay here in the Meridian Labyrinth, or would you return to your quarters?
Quarters.
You go up. There is a permanent gate somewhere that is keyed only to your official emblem as the Architect Arcane. You move through, appear back in your quarters. You're up in Gallimore. You spread this thing out. If you want to do a check about it, you can do a check about it. But
Yes, please. I want to roll.
Oh, another roll?
yeah, give
What's
me
this one
Arcana.
for?
17 plus 10 is a 27.
Ooh.
14.
Feels good.
Celestial solstices are a fact of life on Exandria. They are a part of the arcane and divine environment.
I've been so dialed in on the
20, 30
dialogue,
years,
I didn't even notice the
comes
music in the
along,
background.
and
It's
the
great.
veil between realms becomes incredibly thin. About every 120 years, you get what's called an apogee solstice,
Apogee.
where the orbit of the spheres, the relationship of the moons of Exandria kick in and everything aligns, and that veil becomes so thin that incredible workings of magic are possible.
Oh.
Now you knew
That, I'm not gonna lie, that this ad threw me off a little bit because I was just listening to him. Part of me, I'm probably not gonna skip it since it's a short one, but or I mean in the edit, so you guys will notice me talking a little bit more at this time. But I wonder. They're throwing out a lot of names, a lot of places, a lot of characters. I feel like I should get myself a notebook and write down like they're writing down. I know they need it to advance the story, so they don't forget certain details as they're going along and create the characters and the story in itself. But I feel like I might have to do the same thing just to hold on and remember everything.
you reading the ancient lore of Avalier were able to build the grand geometer to measure the strength of a coming apogee solstice. Based on your records, based on effectively arcane psychometry and the ability to read the power of other celestial solstices from runes and holy sites in your travels all over the world. Avalier, as you know, travels on the ley lines of Exandria, flying all over, trading with a host of cities and civilizations.
So it just doesn't stay in its own location. It can relocate to other ones for trading purposes and stuff like you said.
By herself in this moment. I think even as she's checking against her notes and double checking because she doesn't trust other people, she's
Okay, that what her
weeping
architecture or
'cause she's been
the
working
little maintenance guy
towards this for so long.
reported to her.
And it's both relief that all of the things that she's sacrificed could be worth it for this one shot, and the terror that she has so little time to take advantage of this tremendous moment.
So the ley lines come across to me as like kind of like railroad or train tracks for these locations to travel on around the world, if that makes sense. And the tracks are off a little bit, so that could cause them to crash into one another. Is that what's going on?
My darling.
Lou is so extra. I love it.
Super magic right now. Hi, Quay.
Hi.
Hi.
You're home during the middle of the day.
Loquacious. I like it.
Don't you have a lot of stuff to do to land?
I do. Come in.
Oh, thank you so much. You see, I've been trying to reach you through the normal means, and it seems that someone's been ignoring someone else's. You know, when we separated, we said that we would try to remain friends, try to keep open, clear lines of communication. You know,
We are
see
a
each other
day
all the
out
time.
from the replenishment?
Yeah,
What?
all the more
fucking
reason.
hairstyle
All the more
can
She
you
threw an
reason.
need
F-bomb
from
in there. I
me?
like it.
You look beautiful.
And
What
low
do you
hand
need?
clad.
What do you need? What do you need?
This shit feel real.
I'm just saying,
Are they
we're
really
gonna be
married?
down there a lot, probably mingling in the same with the
Her
same
exes?
folks, glad handing with the same people.
I know
down
they're
there.
not. I'm just joking.
If we can't even talk amongst ourselves, then it's going to be very awkward for us. It's going to be very awkward for me, frankly, having to explain why there's this weird coldness in the room. And, you know, I know that you're obsessed with your work.
social status problem right now?
You don't have to. Just reply to my messages.
All the ones from Aria?
Travis. Okay. Or Marisha. You guys know what I mean.
I'm sure she did.
She happens to be young. She happens to be attractive, but that goes with the territory. It has nothing to do
You're
with
digging your hole
anything else.
deeper.
Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. You have my unadulterated attention.
Well,
right
that
now.
would make the first time.
I begin summoning a firebolt.
A firebolt? Can you really do it?
With arcane energy that springs to your fingertips. You in between you, you see a momentary of paper as a little, and you look up and see the first.
The
of
sound
them
effects are
approaching
killing me. He
from the
makes with
sky.
his mouth.
The kites. You see spell kites. You hear cries and horn blasts. Behold, behold, Cathmoira has come into sight! And far off at the edge of the horizon is the base of a mountain. You can see from the beautiful front door that overlooks the descending city, Avalier built into the peak of a mountain, which was lifted by mages long past straight into the sky, and you behold a terrestrial city, Cathmoira, which Avalier, let's be clear, geographically got the way better deal here, because Avalier gets to be on a solid mountain peak, and Cathmoira has to be a weird ring around a seat for the city to come back and land on. So Cathmoira is a ring of a city with a giant, 3-mile sort of just like runic flat with some like groove holes for stone columns to come into like IKEA fits the top of the city
Unique.
into.
Nothing else like it.
But you behold Cathmoira and you see filling the sky in between you and Cathmoira in the distant horizon, still far, far off, a endless parade of spell kites. Now that you have come close enough, the people of Cathmoira, families that have been apart from each other for 7 years, which is the circuit of time that Avalier travels Exandria and trade and amassing its great librarium incantatum and trading for secrets and gold all across Exandria. It's come close enough that the families there can send their spell kites up, attached to beacon stones in different homes in Avalier. The kites seek them out, and the kites, brightly colored with long tails of paper, carrying baskets with baked goods and flowers that can grow in the earth below, not conjured magically, but real growing things. Come to light, and in between the two of you, you see a kite coming to your home with your name on it.
In the moment that I see it's for you, I'm already back on my, I'm taking other calls.
Before you go, I don't want to leave it like this, all right? I just was struck with the memory that the last time we landed the city
is the lighting changing? Yeah.
You know, that's when we got married.
Oh, it's turning gold. I like it.
I remember.
So.
Look at this hopeless romantic.
I don't know. We were okay once.
Loquacious or Clay.
Just for a moment, just for the month that we're docked, and then you can go back to dating.
I don't.
Lou, why is he looking like that?
My best friend.
I will too.
Head on his shoulder.
You should get that, and I should get back to work.
Good luck.
You grab a basket from some members of the Herald's Tome stationed back in Cathamoira, and as we see the kites over Avalier, so very many kites begin to approach back at Excelsior Plaza, but not to the Herald's Tome. No, indeed. We find them going to the vault of the Golden Sight.
Is that Lou's character? Hey.
There I am, surely.
Oh, no, I'm excited with you. No, I got to pause it. We going to pause it here. I'm going to keep going. Or actually, no, I'm going to stop for tonight because it's getting late. But I'm going to watch, or I'm going to continue tomorrow. Record another one, and we'll see if I upload these in the same day. I hope you guys are enjoying. This is another video, or another half an hour, another video for you guys. I'm enjoying this ride so far. If you can't tell, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's pulling me in right away just from the story. I love the characters, I love the enthusiasm and energy from each one that we've seen so far. We've only seen Xerxes, Loquacious, and Lyria. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but I'm gonna try and get them down. But it's Luis, Sam, and Abria, and obviously Brennan's killing it. So we're about to get introduced to Lou's character. The music, the background lighting, the set is pulling me in. The thing that's throwing me off, or not throwing me off, but killing me in terms of like enchantment and just drawing me into the story even more, their cadence in their speaking when they switch characters, and Brennan's like sound effects that he does, just with like the kites and the paper flying through the air, stuff like that is crazy to me. It's just talent. Obviously he's got a long history of DMing and voice acting, so that's like nothing for him, but this is my first time like experiencing it on the spot, other than like watching animated shows and stuff where I hear but don't actually give credence or credit or to the actual voice actor. So I love hearing it. And also with the quick question, it just seemed weird with the kites. Marisha seemed to acknowledge it, so I wonder if that's something, a nod to something from another campaign or something, or if she just knew what was coming. So that's fun, and you guys will have to fill me in on the role that Abria did. I'm not sure what that was for, so fill me in on that, and then we'll move on to this next episode. I'm excited, or the same episode, just a new chapter of these parts of reactions for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed once again. I'm glad you enjoyed the first part. We gonna keep this train going. I'm loving it so far. I appreciate you guys. Love yourselves, love one another. Like I always say, you guys say that's the slogan for you critters and everybody involved with Critical Role. I love it. So I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.